In this series, I'm starting over as a broke level 1 player with the goal of becoming a GTA Online veteran. But in order to do so, I'll have to complete every objective on this list while having a limit of 2 hours a day to play. So with that being said, welcome to another episode of Rags to Riches 2-hour edition. In today's episode, I'm going to make 2 purchases that will be game changers for the series. And that of course is all thank you to the money we made in the last episode. We made 1.75 million from our first ever Dr. Dre contract. So currently we're sitting at $2.3 million, and the first purchase we're going to make today is going to be in this building right here. But before I make it, I have to first start up the timer as I always do for each episode. We have 2 hours on the clock to do everything we need to do today. Now that that's ready, we can head over here, and our first purchase is going to be, as you may guess, the Acid Lab. Now, we did unlock the ability to buy this when we completed the first Dose mission storyline, but as you can see in the top left, we still have one more mission to do before we could purchase the business itself. And the reason why we're getting it today is because it is a partially passive earning business, meaning that it's going to make us money in the background while we do other things in the game, which is so important when we only have 2 hours a day to play. So in order to buy it, we're going to have to head over to one of these smiley faces. We're going to have to do that mission there, which should take about 5 minutes, and then we could purchase the Acid Lab. Okay, so we've arrived here at the location to get the equipment for the Acid Lab. So there's going to be quite a few guards in here. I'm just going to take them out systematically. Oh, I got spotted. That's fine. So there's going to be, I think, a total of maybe 7 or 8. All we got to do is take them out and then steal the Acid Lab equipment. So to do so, I have to get the forklift, pick up each crate, and put them over on the truck. Okay, that is the last one. Now we can get into the truck and drive it back to the freak shop. And there you go, we've delivered the equipment, and now we're going to be able to buy the Acid Lab. Now usually it is $750,000, but this week the Acid Lab sell missions are currently double money, so there's a chance that we actually get a bit of a deal here. There you go. It's only $525,000 this week, which means this was the best time, luckily for us, to buy this business. So 525 grand, there you go. We now have the Acid Lab. Now the way the business works is we could either steal or purchase supplies. Over time, Mutt here will turn those supplies into product, which we could later on sell for a profit. It works just like the MC businesses, the bunker, so on and so forth. And so because of that, it is essentially partially passive, because we don't actually have to do, let's say, missions to make the money. All we have to do is buy the supplies, wait some time, and then sell them for a profit. So it's a great business. It's one of the businesses that you have to get as a beginner for sure. And in my opinion, it may be the best passive income business in the game, especially the best if you are a new player. So the best way to run the business is to go up to Mutt here and purchase supplies for $60,000. It's going to take 1.6 batches of supplies to fully fill up the Acid Lab, and then you could sell the Acid Lab for $335,000 normally, but this week it's going to be almost 700 grand. But those numbers are only accurate if we have the equipment upgrade for the business, and unfortunately, we do have to do 10 Fooligan missions in order to get that upgrade, as you can see right there. Now, we have done a few Fooligan missions in the past few episodes, but we have not done 10, so we still have a few more to go. So the Acid Lab will not be producing at max efficiency right away, but because it is double money, I think it still will be fairly profitable even without the upgrade. So what we're going to do here is I'm going to purchase supplies for the business, and then we're going to do a Fooligan mission so that we get closer to that 10 Fooligan mission number. So there you go. I'm going to buy supplies for $60,000, and then to make things a little bit better, there is also the Acid Lab production speed boost. If we use this, the acid will be produced a little bit faster than normal. Now, usually it takes 4 hours for the Acid Lab to be completely full, but with the speed boost, it shortens it by maybe 10-15 minutes. So with that purchase, we officially have our first passive income business of the series. Let's now get into a Dax mission. And I should mention that Dax missions are currently double money this week, so they will pay out $100,000, which is insane. Okay, we have the mission where we have to go to Stab City, take out the boss, take a picture of them, and recover the stolen goods. Okay, so we've already done this mission a handful of times in this series so far. The rival boss is always going to be in this trailer here, and I'm going to run in and try to take him out immediately with a shotgun without being detected. So, we're good. He's right there. Take him out. Perfect. Here are the stolen goods, and we finally arrived at the drop-off point. Now we gotta hop on one of these four-wheelers, and drive away. There you go, $100,000. And now we have 1.8 million, which just so happens to be very close to the amount that we need to get the second thing in today's episode. Actually, I think we might have just enough. So we're going to head over here. I'm going to go to Warstock Cash and Carry, over to Kasadka, and the second purchase of today's video that is going to be a massive game changer is going to be the Sparrow itself. This is a helicopter that's stored in the back of the Kasadka submarine. It makes the setup missions for the Cayo Perico heist a lot easier, and it cuts down the Cayo Perico heist time from about an hour and a half to maybe an hour 50 minutes. So it is a huge time saver, and that's really important in our series since we only have 2 hours each day to play. And not only that, when we get the missiles for it, which we can't afford right now, but once we get that, we will then have an incredible aerial vehicle in-game. So I'm going to pick it up for 1.85 million. Now all we have is $5,000, but that is okay because my plan for today, which I didn't reveal at the beginning, was to do another Cayo Perico heist at the same time as completing more Dax missions and getting the acid lab ready to go. And of course, because we have the acid lab making product right now, we're actually making now active and passive income. I am so dumb. I completely forgot we needed $100,000 to start up the Cayo Perico heist. So we're gonna have to find another way to make money before we get the heist started. Luckily, we have about 30 minutes to do so because it doesn't take that much time to do the heist. Okay, the first thing I'm going to do is a Payphone Hit. This will pay out $45,000. Should only take about 5 minutes to do. And now that we have the Sparrow, it should be even faster. Okay, so we have one of the missions where we have 4 targets, and it's lucky that we have the Sparrow now because we could go into our interaction menu over here, request a Sparrow, and it's going to spawn right next to us. This is going to make everything we do from here on out so much easier. And our assassination bonus this time is going to be to run over each target with the vehicle. So this can't be the Sparrow, unfortunately. I'm going to have to get a car and run over them that way. Okay, and here is victim number 4 that I messed that up. We'll go for round 2. There you go. Now we just got to leave the area and we'll get our $45,000. There you go, $45,000. And now we're actually conveniently right next to a stash house. So we'll do this next. There you go. We could grab this stuff. And now we got to escape successfully. And I just remembered that we no longer get 30K. We actually get a resupply of one of our businesses. And because the only business we have that can be resupplied is the acid lab, we just got more supplies. Man, my mind is everywhere today. I don't know what's going on, but instead we're going to head over to the junk energy time trial up here. We'll complete it and that will be $50,000. Okay, so I may or may not have done something very embarrassing. I actually tried to complete the weekly time trial many times, as you can see, probably for 15 minutes, and I didn't do it. I didn't even come close, to be honest. So I just wasted about 15 minutes of our 2 hours, and now I'm gonna finally get into this time trial to get some money. But yeah, I mean, come on, we're almost there, we gotta go. Come on, come on, come on, make it, yes. Perfect, I should have done that right off the bat, but now we have 82,000, so we're gonna have to do one security contract. Actually, instead I'm gonna do a Payphone Hit. So for this Payphone Hit, I have to add explosive modifications to the car. The target's car is always gonna be this rusty vehicle here with the guitars hanging out. So we're gonna drive in here. I believe you can add a ignition bomb or a remote bomb. Just do ignition bomb so that it blows up right when they get into the vehicle. And we had 3 minutes to do it, but now we just gotta wait for another minute and 45 seconds. We do have to make sure that we park it back exactly how it was though. There you go, that should be good. And now we could just watch on as our target blows himself up. Okay, there is the target. They're getting into the car. 3, 2, 1, boom. That is it. Now we just gotta fly away, and that's an easy 45K. There you go, $45,000 for completing the hit. Now we could start up the Cayo Perico heist. Now I may not be able to complete it in exactly 47 minutes, but we will be very close. And as you guys know, we do allow ourselves to go over a couple minutes of the time we are given. So the first mission to do is the gather intel mission. If I guess Pavel's talking again. Okay, now we could start up the gather intel mission, and it's going to be at Palito Cove. Now the easiest way to get to it is going to be here. we're going to fast travel. I believe we're currently at the top of the map right now. I could be wrong. No, we're in Vespucci Beach. Okay. So we're going to want to travel as close to Paleto Cove as possible. That's good enough. And now we're going to use our Sparrow to get to the location to start up the Gather Intel mission. And this is why having the Sparrow is so good, because now it's in the back of the Casaca. We're going to exit at the top of it, and we could fly right to wherever we have to go, making everything so much faster. So the Gather Intel mission that we did for the first time playing through is completely different from how it is every other time. So from here on out, we have to go to a location where there's going to be the Vellum and guards or security all around it. We got to take out every one of these security, steal the Vellum, and then fly over to Cayo Perico. Okay, so we just hit the checkpoint where we will go to Cayo Perico. So when we get here, the way to scope out the island is different than the first time that we did it in our first ever Cayo Perico heist run. So we're going to first start off here at the airport or at the airstrip. There are all the loot locations that we do for the finale here, so I could scout those out right away, and then I'm going to take a vehicle and drive right to the communications tower, and then get back to Los Santos. So it's a much more straightforward version of the Gather Intel mission, but it does still take a bit of time. So now that we are here, we're going to head over to the hangar, and I'm not going to bother checking out the other loot location. I just want to see what is in here. So it looks like we have cocaine and we have weed. So that's actually very good secondary loot. And now we could climb up here and the other batch, and we have cocaine up top too. So 2 stacks of cocaine will fully fill up our loot bag, and that is the best loot to get. So right away, we're actually pretty well off. Now, because of that though, it is unlikely that we get the best primary target, which is the pink diamond, and that cost 1.3 million. We will likely get one of the primary targets that will cost about $1 million or so. But you never know, we might get lucky. We might get the pink diamond and get a crazy secondary loot bag. So the best way to get to the communication tower is to take that motorcycle that was there. We're going to ride through here. Watch out for the trees because they will take you right off the bike. For some reason, they have like an extra buff on here, so they are very dangerous. We're just going to drive right across. Once again, be careful for the trees here. And we are going to jump through or past all of these different roads. Jump over. And now from here, we're going to jump, once again, a little cliff over here. So usually we would go through, or we went through the gates the last time we did it. Now we're just jumping right over with our bike. And from here, we could head straight to the communications tower. So I'm going to make a right-hand turn. I'm going to jump over here. I should not be spotted by any cameras or any guards. I'm going to go down this way, go over to the left, go to the right, through the fields, and then like I said, everything is the exact same as it was for the first Gather Intel mission. So we're going to drive up here to the communications tower, and a little trick is because there is a guard here at the bottom of the tower, it means that the signal box will be somewhere on the tower. If there's no guard, then the signal box will be somewhere on the ground floor. So here is the signal box. We'll now do the hack and then check out the surveillance cameras. Okay, so the only camera I check for every time after doing it for the first time is the basement camera where the primary target is. So can we get the pink diamond? Yes. Oh, wow. We have just gotten the best primary target and the best secondary loot all in one heist. That is crazy. We can make like 1.5, 1.6 million. So now that we've scouted out the pink diamond, there's actually nothing else to check here. So I'm going to back out of the cameras. And because we've already done the heist once, I don't even have to go back to the airstrip. All I have to do is load into a new invite-only session, and we're going to be right back at our Casaca. And as you can see, we now have the pink diamond as our primary target, and we could get into the setup missions. Now, everything is going to be the same as it was for the first time we did the Cayo Perico heist. The only difference is instead of the safe code setup mission, we have the plasma cutter. So I'm going to show you guys the difference with that one or how to complete that one easily. But for the rest of them, we're just going to skip through because we've already been through all of this. Okay, we're now on the plasma cutter mission, and the first part is going to have us go to a safe house. And when we get here, we're going to have to take a picture of the planning board, but there is a glitch. All we actually have to do is take a picture of the whole room itself as soon as we get in, send it to Pavel. We could walk forward, walk back, and that's literally it. So We're done that portion. Now we're gonna have to go to a different location and pick up the plasma cutter itself, which of course will be surrounded by enemies, but it shouldn't be too difficult to take them out. Okay, so for the location at Rockford Hills, all I do is I drop off the Sparrow there. I'm gonna run forward. You can see there's a bunch of enemies there already. Take out the combat MG, take them all out in one fell swoop. I believe there's 4 or 5 of them here. Good. We have what, 1 or 2 more? Yeah. There you go. And then all I have to do is run in here. I already picked it up. And now I could run back to the Sparrow and get back to the Kasaka. And then when you get back to the Kasaka here, the beauty of the Sparrow is all you have to do is get close to the back and you could go right in. Easy as you like. So just like every other time, we're going to go with the long fin as the approach vehicle, main dock as the infiltration point, compound entry is the drainage tunnel, escape point does not matter at all, and then the time of day is day. I'm also going to put suppressors on my weapons, but you don't have to. There you go. Now we can start up the finale. So here we go. Right when we get in, I'm going to make a sharp left-hand turn and head straight for the airstrip. I'm going to take out this guard right there. Perfect. And now we could take the loot from in here. And we saw during our gather intel mission that we have 1 stack of cocaine here at the bottom and another stack up top. There you go. There is half of our loot bag full. And now we're going to use the forklift to once again grab the crate over here. I'm going to lift it up, spin it around. This is how you get to the top level. We're going to drive it right into the wall, get out, climb up on top of the forklift, up on top of the crate, and up over the wall. And now we could get the cocaine up here. There you go, full loot bags. And we have a loot bag of $402,000. So that plus the 1.3 million we're going to get from the pink diamond will mean we're going to make a lot of money in this heist. And now we could drive over to the drainage tunnel. And now that we're in the compound, we're going to take the same route that we always do. And I know the timer is coming down to the very end, but we are going to finish off the rest of the finale. It should take about another 5 minutes or so. And then at the very end, we're going to see how much product has been produced in our acid lab so far. Now, we still have to do a couple more Fooligan missions before we're able to get the equipment upgrade, but once we do, our acid lab will become a very profitable business, but at first, it is not great without the equipment upgrade. Let's see how much money we have in the wall safe here. If we have like 50,000 plus, we're getting a big wow, we do. We're getting a massive payday. There you go, the hack was successful. Now we can get downstairs and take the pink diamond. Okay, so for any loot in the glass case, we have the plasma cutter, and all you have to do is hold down until it gets to about overheating, let it go, let it get all the way back, and then do that 4 times, and by the end of the 4th time, it should be good to go. So we got a little bit more. There you go. Pink diamond, and our loot bag is sitting at 1.75 million, which is crazy. And of course, we're going to do the usual here, jump off the balcony, just wait for the guard at the bottom to look left. There you go, he looked left, we could jump off, landed perfectly, and now we're just going to make a run for the gates. And now the final thing to do, I'm actually going to use the shotgun, take out the guard, hop on the bike, and now we could jump off the edge of the island and escape that way. I'm going to try to hit the biggest jump I can. Let's see, pop a wheelie. Oh, that was weak, that was weak. Oh, we got a ways to swim. Okay. And that is the mission done. So we just completed our second ever Cayo Perico heist, and in the same video, we got the Sparrow helicopter, which is one of the best vehicles in the game, and the acid lab, which is our first passive income business. So I think today's episode was a very productive one. The only thing I wish we would have been able to do was 1 extra Fooligan mission. We weren't able to because I butchered that 20-minute period in between getting ready for the Cayo Perico heist and then actually starting it up. But it is what it is. So this Cayo Perico heist just made us 1.6 million, which is incredible. Like I said, this is a bit of a rarity or an oddity because we did get great secondary loot in the cocaine and we got the best primary target, which is the pink diamond. So that will not happen every single time. Often we will make anywhere between 1 to maybe 1.1 million, but 1.6 million is incredible, and that is a great way for us to end off our money making today. Okay, so the only thing left to do is to check out how much stock we have in the acid lab. Now, mind you, like I said, we don't have the equipment upgrade, so we're not going to make the most possible, and we've only been playing for 2 hours. But how much do we have? I'm curious, because it still is double money, so it should be a decent amount. 172,000. So with the equipment upgrade, that one batch of supplies would have filled up the acid lab by 2/3. As you can see there, it's currently only 1/3. So until we get the equipment upgrade, I will have to spend more money in order to get the same amount of product. But as we can see here, we still need a couple more missions to do. The other thing I want to show you guys is we can customize our delivery bike. Every delivery of acid will only have one cell vehicle, which is this bike, and you can upgrade the armor and whatnot, which is very helpful. So overall, the business is really good. Hopefully, we'll be able to get our first full acid lab in the next episode, but if not, it will be in the episode after that, and we could capitalize on the double money bonus that's going on this week. Now, the other way to run the acid lab as well is to have it going while you go AFK. I did make a poll about that recently, about whether we should count AFK time towards our actual playing time, and 75% of you said no, but 25% did say yes. So what I'm going to do is a little happy medium. I will give myself 10 hours a week of AFK time. So we could go AFK for up to 10 hours, and then after that we have to shut it down. That will allow us to make even more money from passive businesses, but we won't worry about that for now. That is the end of the video today though. Thank you all for watching. I hope you did enjoy. If you did, please drop a like. If you're new, subscribe. I will see you in the next one. Peace.